Hi everybody and welcome to our channel about exchange program. And now we have a special guest. It's Robert from AUSTRIAN.
Hello.
The first question I have for you, why are you here and what are you doing here?
Why am I here? So I'm currently on my way to Nizhny Novgorod, where I'm going to spend a semester as an exchange student in Russia. It's actually my second time as an exchange student in Russia. I was in Kazan also for a semester 2 years ago, and I decided that my Russian needs to get better, and that I also want to travel Russia a little bit more, get to know more people, and that's why I decided to come back. And right now my parents and one of my uncles decided it would be a good idea for them to see Russia too. So we are traveling via St. Petersburg and Moscow to Nizhny Novgorod, and we're going to spend a few days in each city.
Wow, it's a good plan. So as you said, you was here before in Kazan. Why exactly Russia and Kazan in general?
So I'm studying to be a translator and interpreter, and right now I'm specializing in interpretation, so just spoken translation you could say, especially simultaneous and consecutive. And because my foreign languages, so my first foreign language is English, my second foreign language is Russian, but my English is on a fairly good level, I think. Maybe other people have another opinion of that.
I don't think so.
So I decided, okay, I think my English is good, and it's easier to study English even in Austria or in Europe. So it's a good idea to go to Russia. And our university in Innsbruck just recently made a contract with the university in Kazan, and I and another girl were the first exchange students from Innsbruck to go to Kazan. And I was interested in going there because Kazan, strictly speaking, is Russia, but at the same time it's not Russia, it's Tatarstan, so it's a different culture with a lot of Muslim influence and influence of Islam, and it was very, very fascinating to see that, and was just a great time to improve my language, which I think worked, but not to the degree that I wanted, which is why I decided to come back again. It's just to get to the country and to improve your language, you get to know new people, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, I think it's a nice idea if you want to improve language to go to this country, and also if you're interested in the culture, then very nice. Did you know anything about Russian language? That I heard a lot, and I know myself personally that it's pretty hard language to learn if you're not native speaker. For me, it's almost impossible. I would say I would never choose Russian as a second language. Never, ever, ever. It's crazy. Like the how we mix the words, how we no order, rules are kind of freaky, and so on and so on. So did you know all these difficulties, and do you have them now? What do you feel about Russian language?
First, I have to say that for everybody who decides to study and learn German as a foreign language, you have my utmost respect, because everybody thinks that German is so structured and there are a lot of rules, but German sometimes makes no sense at all. There are just a few things that you maybe know, because Mädchen, that's a girl. For German, it's a thing.
Yeah.
Why ever? Nobody knows. No, for Russian, I knew that you had 6 cases instead of 4 for German, and that you were using the Cyrillic script as opposed to the Latin script for German and all the Romance languages. But apart from that, I did not really know much, and I got to know, the 6 cases a little bit better, and that you have absolutely no order in your sentences whatsoever, but it's chaos, but it's fun, and it's a language that fits the country very well, because Russia can be quite chaotic, and for a foreigner it very often doesn't make any sense. For example, the admission to university in Kazan was complicated. I got the document that said, okay, you need this and this and this and this, and you go to office 206, 207, 208, 209, but I went to the first office. That office told me you have to go to another office to get a signature and a stamp first before you can come back and then get it from me, and the next ones told me the same, and in the end I ended up in some office that wasn't even on my list. Why ever?
It's Russia.
It's Russia.